a world-class studio. We coming to you live from the penthouse. Gift, you recording us? Yes, thank you, sir. Yes, you know, wherever two Ghanaian brothers are together, you know it's always going to be a big celebration.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I've got the one and only, the Real Drumz here at Atumpan, as you know, locally called. You know, if you're wondering what that means, that is the real meaning. Real Drumz, the talking drums himself, Mr. Atumpan in the building. Yeah. Yes, the Real Drumz. How are you, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, welcome.
Long time, yeah.
I know, right? Let me take good position. Ghana boy.
Yeah,
so
man.
two Ghana boys in the building.
Yeah,
you know, I love the description on it, Ghana boy. So, if you're now hearing about the genre Afrobeats, you know, this is one of the artists whose music broke the barrier here in the UK for lots of artists. He's made a living off that, you know. The most important part, he's made
young OG.
Young OG. I'm very yes, that's a perfect description. Young OG.
Yeah, man.
I think you are getting younger by the day, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
So this man here, he gave us one of the hit tracks that continues to be played around the world. The thing we have to clarify a few things about that thing, though. Yeah, I know there is some cultural differences there that needs clarification.
Yeah.
The one and only Real Drumz, Atumpan in the building.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the Soundboy Session, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you.
It's been a long time coming, though, you know.
Yep. Those days, man. This guy is so hard to get.
I like the way you flip your me, you know.
Yeah, you know, those days you had to get Soundboy T before you can make it.
Oh,
you know,
please.
so it's just, you know, it's just these days that the internet has changed things, you know. But before, you had to have some tastemakers on your tune.
Okay.
Before, and Soundboy T is one of them, you know. So I'm privileged to be here. To be honest.
Very humbled there.
Yeah.
Very humbled.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you look at how things have progressed in the last 10 or 12 years, it's been drastic, man. I think life is so easier now.
Yeah.
If you're an artist and you're wondering what we are talking about, you know, there had to be physical distribution of tracks.
Yeah, man. Where we come from, it was even more difficult. You know, we had to walk miles to go to radio stations and queue up. You know, get on freestyle sessions, the beach ones.
Thursday night.
Listen, so it's quite easy now. It's quite easy for the young.
Very easy. Yeah. You know, you're looking very well. You know, I can see marriage life is treating you well, you know.
Oh, God. I thought we're not talking about that. Yeah, man.
No, we need to talk about family at some point, you know, because life has changed for a lot of us.
Yeah.
I had Flo Kingston there, you know, on the show the other time, and he gave us a bit of a background to, you know, to your collaborations, you know, how you two have linked up musically, you know, family-wise. He mentioned that you used to be a teacher back in the day. So it's only right that as we were talking about the good old days, let's take it back a bit, you know, to the beginning.
Yeah.
We need a bit of that breakdown. That is what we're about here on the Soundboy Session. We like to get the behind the scenes stories, those untold stories, man. I know you're a Buju Banton fan, so you know what I mean.
You've done your investigations, bro. Basically, well, I was raised in Kumasi, isn't it? So, you know, in Ghana, after junior secondary school, you have to go senior secondary school. So I ended up going to secondary school in Central Region. So
which school was that?
I went to Adisadel, and then afterwards, I got sacked after my first year. So I had to end up in 1.7 secondary in Dunkwa Nofi.
You got sacked in Adisadel?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk. I'll leave it there because I was in Augusta. So for you to be sacked in Adisadel, I know there has to be something.
Yeah, Kweku House. You know.
Listen, this is a dream school, and you've been there. You know, how was it like? You know, for you making that adjustment again. You know, because it's like you. Let me just break it down for those of you who are not Ghanaians. You know, you have to select a school of choice, and then based on your grades, you get admitted. So these are the top grade schools there. You know, Adisadel is one of them. So it must be a dream shattering moment for you.
Not really, because I was just there for a few months, to be honest. I didn't get to enjoy the additional lifestyle because and I got there through scholarship, but then they had to cancel the scholarship as well. So it was quite hard, but I was able to sail through. Yeah.
That's interesting. And then from secondary school, you ended up.
Yeah. So the reason why I brought it there was that, so before I went to secondary school, there was a movement in Kumasi, music movement. And those days, Ochami Kwame, Lord Kenya, they were the guys on top. And we were the guys that taking their beats and rapping over it. And, you know, we had a place called Cultural Center, Kumasi Cultural Center, where we used to do, you know, all those competitions.
It's giving us so many talents, bro.
Exactly. Mad Fish was there at the time. Okonfo Kwade was there at the time. So I ended up, you know, working with Morris Babyface at the time. And at the time, Mr. Odro, D. Lawal, these are the guys that had hits way back, and I was in that group. Even continuing, that was the group where I was.
Oh, okay.
And then, but because for me, I was going to school, I was not always there. So I only come back when on vacation.
Vacations, yeah.
You know, so that's how it was for me. But I was around all those times and being behind the scenes and helping in the writing of some of these songs that were big those days.
Oh, you actually contributed?
Yeah.
So you had a taste of artistry whilst in school, you know?
Oh, yeah. I've always, you know, in Ghana, the best rappers or the best singers will end up being the entertainment prefects.
Oh, yeah.
So I was entertainment prefect. In
default, standard.
Yes. And then from there, I went to teacher training college. And there too, I carried it on. So I became the entertainment manager, wherever at the time. And then, yeah. So in my life in school, my school life in Ghana has always been very musical. All the guys that went to school with me, when you say Talking Drum, everyone knows.
So you've always had that name there, Talking Drum. Nice.
Yeah.
So how when you became a teacher, how were the students calling you? What was the name? Teacher Drums.
It was very tricky. You see, the thing is, when I became a teacher, they posted me to a very rural area in Ghana. You know, so at the time, and I was put in a position of trust as a teacher and a head teacher at the time.
Oh.
Yeah. So I didn't want my students to know this side of me, so I hid it from them. So I never did anything urban music, if you know what I mean. We did musical things, but that was the choral music thing that we teach in school and stuff like that. Yeah. But I was always doing that, but I never made them know this part of me. I had to hide it because I thought it was a bit, you know, contradictory to the job at the time. Yeah.
But it must be difficult because I know how it's like, you know, to hide talent.
Yeah.
You know, you're always going to have that burning desire. Bro, I've been there, you know.
It was hard.
If you have a different job other than your entertainment, there's always going to be conflict of interest at some point, you know. And for you to be able to navigate that,
let me tell you, it felt like prison for me. I'm not going to lie. It felt like prison for me. And the only time I could write was when I was in my room. You know, so it helped us because I wrote a lot of my songs at that time, but I never had a chance to record them. You know, but I wrote a lot of songs. But at the time when I was there, I was trying to go to the university at the time, but I wasn't getting admission. So I had to be there for 4 good years before I got admission. So when I got admission to uni, I said, all right, that's it. This time I can do whatever I want.
I'm free like a bird.
Yeah.
So a lot of us, DJ wise, you know, those who are fortunate to be on radio or maybe behind the scenes might know you, but for most DJs or for most listeners, they found out about you with the thing, that track. It blew up. I think it blew up here, and then it kind of reflected to Ghana.
Yes,
because Stone was on the show. Again, we were talking about that track, and he said initially he didn't want to get on it. His brother was a bit, you know, because of the lyrics. Ochami Kwame was he's not really sure. And then the same Ochami Kwame phoned him later to say, hey, what is the track again? Who's that guy? You know, the song has blown here. And then Jay Foley, you tell us the story about the thing. So that is how we came to find out about Atumpan.
Yeah, so I ended up in University of Education, Winneba. So that was where I was. And at the time, that was when they were doing the rhythms. You know, if you remember the Soundboy, Samini rhythm, those rhythms that were coming, the reggae rhythms that were coming out. So
the Jam Master J ones.
Yeah, those ones. So I was jumping. I did one of them that actually blew up in Ghana, but no one knew it was me.
Which one is that?
You know that I don't remember the lyrics, but yeah,
we will find that track.
Yeah, but my one was one of the biggest. So that rhythm was quite a big one. But my song was one of the biggest in Ghana at the time. But no one knew it was me. You know. So even Samini came to Kumasi at the time and got the chance to come to P Weasel's studio. And then he asked that, who is the guy that jumped on that rhythm, because they owned the rhythm at the time.
Yeah.
And he told P Weasel to tell me that whatever I'm doing, I should keep on doing it because I'm going to be very big. You know. But at the time, I was just in school doing what I love to do. I wasn't really seeing this as... The Thing was one of the projects I did in school. Basically, even The Thing, R2Bs and one Nigerian artist, I don't remember.
It's a K-Swish.
He came just in the scene quick and left.
It probably will be K-Swish because he was the one who was rolling with R2Bs. That's the band's younger brother.
Yeah, he did a song with R2B. So I took the instrumental at the time and went to P Weasel and said, I want to do some... We used to call it mixtapes, you remember?
Yeah,
so
of course,
I did that. And P Weasel said, nah, bro, this song you're singing, it's not a mixtape time. I need to play the beat. So he replayed the beat for me.
Okay.
And I did the thing on it. And then I said I wanted Ochami Kwame on the song. But I don't know. Stone came to the studio. I was not there. And did a verse on it. So I did not even ask Stone to do the verse.
It's exactly the story he told us, yeah.
So he heard it and he said, no, this is sick, I'll do it. And he did a verse on it. And then the song was ready. What I did was, a lot of people were telling me this is a big song. But at the time, my manager that I was with was more interested in another song that I had done that was also doing well at the time, called Soloku. Okay. So that was the one we were promoting. So he said, hold on with this one. You know, and we shot a video for that one. So I said, all right. But I kind of had some belief in that song. So all I did was go on Facebook. Remember at that time, Facebook had some player on there where you could load your songs.
Yeah. That's true. That's the early days. Yeah.
So I put the song on there and I was just sharing it. All I was doing was going to people's inboxes and sharing the song. That was all I was doing.
I think that's how we connected, because we connected on Facebook first.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was all I was doing, sharing it to. So basically, I'll go on Facebook and type DJ. So all the names that will come up, I'll just be sharing the songs to them. And then that's all I did. So one day, one DJ called me from Holland. He emailed me and said, you know, one of your songs is doing very well in Holland. And I said, which of them? Because at that time, I had a couple of songs out. Yeah. And he said, do you have Skype? And I said, yes. All right, cool. We exchanged details on Skype and said, when I'm in the club playing the song, I will Skype you for you to see people's reaction to the song. So he Skyped me in a club in Holland and he dropped my song and I saw these Oyibo people jumping in.
And this is the thing.
This is the thing. I said, whoa. I was just a little innocent boy in Ghana, in school at the time, you know. And then the next day, I had other people calling me. But what made me realize that the song was even big before even people got to know was when Jay Holiday and Mario came to Ghana. They came with DJ Abranti. If you remember, they came to do a show.
Yeah.
When they went, they were on TV and they asked them, do you know any African songs? What Ghanaian songs have you heard? And it's all we know is you don't know the thing. But at that time, that was not a big song in Ghana.
They slept on it, you know.
Yeah, so they didn't know what these guys were talking about. They said, no, it's a Ghanaian song. You don't know that thing. So at that time, Jay Foley said, no, that whoever this guy is. So Jay Foley drove all the way from Accra to Winneba and said, your song is doing well. I want to sign you. That's how it became big in Ghana. And also one DJ that played it first in Ghana is Killer Fingers, your boy.
Yeah. Shouts to Killer.
I'll always say that. He's the first guy that actually played it first in Ghana on YFM. But the song was big elsewhere before it came back to Ghana.
But it's we've heard these stories over and over from artists, you know. a lot of times people don't believe in, whether it's the managers or the producers, they don't believe in a track, but you know what you've written and you know what the flavor was to be. Yeah. One of the things about that track was, it wasn't only playlisted, on BBC and other radio stations in the UK. Not only that, but it was such a huge record that, the song had to bring the artist to the UK. There was no way that track was going to just be played and not people see you perform. Yeah. We will talk about your first time performing that here, but one other thing was that a lot of things were changed in the track. Not a lot, sorry. Yeah. Some things were changed on the track. You're talking about Small Girl. And in Ghanaian context, it doesn't sound as here. What was that? Anyway, what was the reason why the lyric had to change? Did you have to explain yourself too?
So that goes back to how I even made the song, So basically, remember I was in school and I was studying education. So I was a teacher in school. So while in school, we used to go and do teaching practice in some of the secondary schools around. So in one of those lessons where I was teaching in class, one of the students at the back of the class, students when you're teaching and they are jumping around or doing something, I say, hey, you don't know the thing, I'm teaching you the thing and you are playing with the thing. And that's all I said in the class as a joke. But for weeks, kids were saying that. It became like a term. Everyone was, and when they see me, you don't know the thing I'm teaching you. So I said, okay, then I use it to make a song. So that is what it meant. But in Ghanaian terms, when you say small girl is your girl, basically. Like, how would you say that here? Like, my girl, you know what I mean? That's all small girl means. It doesn't mean small as in age.
That's the thing. Yeah.
So I think when the song blew and it got being playlisted on radio and everything, that's where small girl became a problem in this part of the world, isn't it? So I had to change it to rude girl. I still don't know what rude girl means.
It changed a bit of the flavor of the song, to be honest. It was like we liked the melody behind the original, but that's a track that's taking you places. And you mentioned DJ Abrante, one of the DJs that actually got very much involved with your career at an early stage, man. I know we can just spend some time to spread some love to DJ Abrante, who's not been well. I've seen photos of you and him, man. How is he now? How's
listen? If I like to talk about Abrante, it'd be all day. So Abrante, he was not just. So basically, he was like my manager at the time, and he was like my tour. What do you call it? Your tour manager? And he was my DJ as well. So when I was touring, so basically he was everything. So he and a few others, Kwame Kwatin, I have to give props to Kwame Kwatin, if you know Kwame. Yeah,
Kwame Kwatin.
They saw that this song was too big, and they said, "This guy's in Africa. We have to find a way to get the song signed." That's what they did. That's what they actually did. So they took me around. They brought me to England, and they took me to a lot of these labels. We went to Decca, we went to Ireland, we went to all those labels and showed them that, And at the time, that song was the first Ghanaian song to get 1 million views on YouTube at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know that YouTube was a thing because back home we don't do no YouTube or it wasn't, But I come here and I say, so whenever we go to these labels, they are so shocked that song got 1 million views. And they are telling me, congratulations. I said, what's this about? They were super shocked. And the fact that I shot a video myself and it looked like it was very different to them because over here, you needed a bag of money to be behind you to be able to do that.
Yeah, quality videos.
And I didn't have none of that. So come back to Abrante. So they made sure that the song got signed and got re-released in the UK properly. That's how come it got playlisted to all these, mainstream stations. Not only in the UK, like it was everywhere. I had bookings from as far as Japan, Barbados, everywhere. So Abrante was the guy that said, what, I want to take this thing from Ghana and try and see if we can introduce it to the world. That was
and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So we talk about artists, learning as they progress in their career. Would you have done anything different now if you had a chance? What's the biggest lesson you learned? Because that sort of exposure from the story you've given us, coming from Ghana where people didn't really believe in the track, to you having bookings in Japan, for instance, you know, what was the biggest lesson you learned in that process?
It's a lot of lessons. I would say, be true to yourself. Be humble, but firm. You know, I think for me, my humility did me a disservice.
The honesty as well.
Yes, it did me a lot of people took me for granted because I was too humble. And a lot of people took advantage of me. You know, like there's so many industry players that I did favors for, like not just turning up at their shows and performing, but I mean favors. I did a lot of stuff for people, and now when I call them and I don't get, when I want them I can't get them. It's all because I was overly humble. You understand? I think being an artist, you need to be able to find a balance. You have to be strong as well. When you have to be able to say no. I couldn't say no, you know. But also I was quite overwhelmed, you know, because I wasn't from here. I was back home, actually in school, just performing for my friends, you know. And then all of a sudden, I'm in front of thousands of people performing in different countries, you know. So it was quite overwhelming. But I would say, no matter what, stay true to yourself and be strong, because the industry can actually mess you up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We hear these stories over and over, you know. I don't think you need to change who you are per se, in terms of your humility.
Yeah.
But being able to say no. I've had Sway on the show and we talked about this same subject. And he said the biggest lesson he's learned about being a father is the ability to say no.
Yeah, man.
And that has kind of helped his career to extend that, you know, unimaginable lengths, because it's crazy to be able that 2 letter.
But also, you know, the culture we come from, we don't say no. Especially we don't say no to someone that's helping you or someone that's older than you. That's the culture we come from, isn't it? So we have to find a balance, you know. There's some aspect of the culture that's so great, but there's some aspect that kind of belittles you, isn't it? So you have to be able to find a balance. I think for me, finding a balance is the best.
Absolutely. It's like level. When you spell backwards, it's still level, you know, the same way. Yeah. You know, one thing that I've learned in life is, I tell artists, you know, your home love is always going to be greater than anything else, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of these DJs, I'm not putting anybody under the bus, but that is the fact of the matter. That's how life is. A lot of these DJs are only interested because you have a hit song. Yeah. So as soon as you're not as active as your last song, you know, they don't want to know. But some of us are always going to be there, you know, because of our understanding of the struggle to even put a hit forward, you know. My understanding of you grinding in the studio, you know, trying to top a bigger success. Some of us are built different, you know. So when I tell artists that, you know, when we invite you to come on our shows, you know, you've got to treat it even with a much more a higher premium than you would do, because it's not just seasonal. The kind of love that we are showing you is eternal, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll save that story for another day. But Ghana boy, man.
Yeah,
it's interesting. You know, you haven't stopped, you know, giving us music. That's one thing is that we need to be clear. Not that you put out the big hit of your life and then just went to bed. No. Yeah. You actually have a studio at home now, right? Yeah. But let's talk about life now. You know, you're doing something that you love. You know, nothing better than being able to wake up in the morning and looking forward to your first day. Looking forward to your day in the office, I should say, doing exactly what you love to do, man.
Yeah.
How is life now? How are you?
Bro, I'm great. Like, I'm cool and I'm blessed, super blessed. You know, you said before, I have a family now. My girls are lovely. to be honest, my girls make me forget the politics about the game, you know. And I know it's hard. A lot of people don't get it. They say, oh, if you have a family and you want to do this, it's quite hard. But trust me, they are like some form of escapism for you, you know. Like, I come back from the studio, get home, and the first thing I see is, Daddy. That alone makes you forget everything, you know. So I am super blessed. God being so good, I can feed myself and feed my family. And you know what I mean?
The tin is still raking in.
And that's all. And the thing is, there's I'm behind the scenes for a lot of other people that many people do not know as well. You know, I've been writing for a lot of people as well that, I mean, that I think I have come to appreciate what the whole business side of things is now. It's not just about me being in the forefront. It's about what I can do to adapt to someone's act and help them get to where they want to be, and how I can also, do you understand? So I've learned different things about the game, and you know, so I'm good. Like I'm good, and I don't have no complaints. I'm super blessed. Yeah,
that's fantastic. You know, having a content life and being appreciative. Yeah. It's a whole different level. Are you independent now?
Yeah. I've been independent since 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no pressure. That's why, you know, you are taking your time to give us the hits, man.
And also, the one thing I've learned is, you see, before, I used to go to the studio thinking I want to make a hit. Now I go to studio thinking I want to have fun. You know, that's all it's about for me. And I think, if you think you want to make a hit, it's hard to get a hit, isn't it? But when you're just loving it, naturally it comes to you, isn't it? So for me, it's music is for my sanity now. That's how I say it.
Expressing yourself.
Yeah. I do it for my own good. I do it for the people that want to hear me, and I do it for those that are yearning to hear a voice like mine. That's what I say. I don't do it for the politics. I don't do it for the industry. I do it for my own sanity and my loved ones.
But I tell you what, it's coming out in your tracks, to be honest. Yeah. You know, that fun.
Yeah.
I can see from your videos you are enjoying yourself, you know. You've got a new one out. T-shirt, you know. I'm going to be be forward to.
I got your one in the car.
Oh, okay. You know, that's some of the time it's good to just shut up. No, don't ask before you are given.
Oh, yo, listen, you all gonna get your ones, man. Don't worry.
Yes, Ghana boy.
Yeah.
But listen, you've always been expressive of you know, your feelings. You've always shown the world, you know, you're Ghanaian. You've never hidden that, you know. You don't need to second guess that. But what is the story behind Ghana boy?
Oh, so basically, one guy came to the studio the other day. We were just talking about making money and stuff like that. And I said, you know what, Ghana boys, we love money, man. And we know how to make money. So it was just one of those, you know, when you talk about things and then there's a beat playing in the background and you're humming, and before you know, there's a hook, you know. So that was what it was about. I actually just put a hook down before I came back another day to come and complete it. So it's just, you know, the fact that we love money and we know how to make it legitimately.
Oh yeah, we are hardworking, you know. Listen, man, I put out a tweet a couple of days ago, you know, never forget, you have to grind like the immigrant that you are. You know, that mentality never leaves us. You know, we can do 3-4 jobs. That's how our parents were able to make it here, and then, you know, we are following that generational thing.
So it's like you said, it's just about the grind, and this is actually one of the songs on my upcoming album. You know, it's actually the first single, and I thought, what a better way to let the world know about the upcoming album. So the first single is about my country and what we can do, isn't it? So yeah, it's just an introduction to the album.
Oh, so project is coming?
Yes.
This year?
Yes. Hopefully early next year.
Yeah. Listen, we are all writing off 2020, to be honest.
Originally, the plan was to do it, you know, 2020, but the things that we wanted to do leading to the release of the album, because of all this social distancing things and all this, you know, it's quite hard for us. So we think it's better to hold on. But we'll keep on put a few singles out before we decide when to. But everything is ready. Like you said, you need to come down and have your own private album listening party.
I will.
Because at the moment, there's so many tracks and we don't know how many tracks we should put on there. So I really actually need you to come through so you can help me do
Definitely, man. Whenever the time is right, let me know.
Yeah.
I will come down. I will definitely come down.
Yeah.
We're actually having that conversation in this studio a couple of days ago with Afrobeat and J-Rocks and Gift.
Yeah.
They were talking about how he's recorded so many tracks within this lockdown period. How has this season helped you creatively though?
Oh God. It's that, like I said, that is going into the studio is the only place you go and you feel like, oh, now I am in my element. And the thing about Afrobeat is, because it's all like, it's a vibe, we're not doing no slackness or anything. So it's basically just happy vibe, isn't it? So when you hear the beat, it's like, bro, when I came, my man was playing love beats now. We can literally do songs like that. That's how it goes. It's just a vibe, so the lockdown even made it better. And you can see that all the guys that are releasing songs in the lockdown, you can see the vibe in it. Because Afrobeats want to take you out of that negativity. Yeah. They want to take you out of what is happening and take you to that happy place, isn't it? So that's what it's about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And your pen game now is incredible. You've always been a writer, somebody who's...
I don't write no more though. I stopped writing a long time
so
ago.
how are you doing it? How are you capturing all these
so basically
crazy
it's been a long time. If I show you my phone, what I do is I record the song before I go back and listen to it and write it down. So I don't write no more because I think it makes you think too much. If you want to, but if you want to just enjoy and go with the vibe, you get better melodies and better ideas than actually writing down stuff before you go to the studio. So all the songs I've been doing lately, I don't write them. I do them, finish them before I actually listen to them and write them down.
And we are feeling that one love, to be honest. That love is coming out.
Coming from a deep place, isn't it?
Yeah. And you look at life differently, when you're not restricting yourself, your creative process is wild. Your imagination is wild. I feel that too. I feel that when you wake up in the morning. Yeah,
I've been there, done that. I've seen it all. You can't show me nothing now, isn't it? So what else? Just have to enjoy life. It's all about appreciating and enjoying life. Everything comes easy,
The rest is all bonus.
Yeah.
So you've got lots of tracks, you're always teasing us on social media. But one last thing on Ghana Boy before we move on, it's more of a movement now, It probably is going to get out of your hands.
So that's how it feels like at the moment.
Because I see that t-shirt, being on the market, brother.
Bro, I only did 10 copies for my video. At the moment, we have sold over 700 t-shirts.
Okay.
So it's almost like a movement now. So yeah. And
I love the designs there, Can you see on the... Yes.
Yeah, so basically this is Ghanian, and this is a journey move. With me, it's about something about your mind, what you put your mind to. And whatever you put your mind to, with God, it is possible, isn't it? So Ghanian, so whatever you put your mind to, with God, it's possible, basically.
That's the message, man. Strong, very strong message.
Yeah.
You have a track, One Love.
Yeah.
Yes. Which is self-explanatory. One love, what we need, particularly this moment.
Yeah.
What's the best way of spreading such a feeling, for you as an artist, other than just being in a studio, recording or writing it?
I think we should talk more. I think we should talk more these days because of phones and people don't talk no more. Like if you get on the bus, you hardly see people say hello to each other now. Everyone got headphones on. I think we should talk more and the love will come out. Everyone is we are scared of each other now, but it never used to be like that. Me as an artist, the best way to talk to people now is through my music. But if I do get the chance, when I meet people, I say hello to people. I think there should be conversations. People should feel free to talk to each other. Saying hello it's not. You don't pay to say hello to anyone. It doesn't cost you a thing, isn't it? So I think we should talk more and connect with people more. And that's the best way to spread the love.
Man, talk about talking, you know, I'm sure we all following what is happening back home. We all keep our eyes on events. One of the biggest talking point now is the fake awards, the UN awards or whatever it is. You know, I haven't gone too deep into it, but
that's a funny one. I don't know how that guy managed to pull it off, but the thing is, our people, we love awards a lot. It's too much.
Accolades.
I mean, it's too much. If I get an email, from anyone asking me for anything musical, industry-wise, anything, the first thing I do is I go down to see, their signature, to see their name and Google it, or whatever company they say they work for, and Google it, and see if they are credible. Sometimes you can't see, So I don't know how they managed to get this guy to come and fake being someone from the UN and get our biggest artist in Ghana, go get awards from him. But, I mean, he must be a professional con artist, And also, sorry about it. I mean, they're all my friends. That's the sad thing. I don't know what to say, but it's hard. Anyone can be scammed this day. So we all have to be careful, basically.
But it's staggering, if you think of it. The number of people that this dude managed to get in there, even the university vice chancellor. Can you imagine,
but what I'm really surprised about is the way our people are pushing it. It's happened. Let it lie. Because, you know what? Other people who do bad things in their countries, they don't go and put it on social media for other people to see. Why are we washing our dirty linen in public like that? Why are we letting everyone know what's happening? It's done and dusted. Forget it. I think they should stop talking about it.
I think our media has a bigger role to play in this, because people being on Twitter, I mean, you can't help it. Twitter has become like one big playground where everybody just try to make jokes and things like that. But when it's coming from the media angle, and the media were even scammed.
They were involved in it. Involved in it.
So you
might have to explain what we're talking about to our non-Ghanaians. Because my manager, I can see he doesn't even know what we're talking about.
So this is a gentleman, who's managed to pull one of the biggest con to get all these artists on the pretense that they were going to receive an award from an honorary award or recognition from the United Nations. Yeah. And it turns out that, he doesn't work for the UN. One. And secondly, how he was able to pull this all together with all these big names, artists, even the vice chancellor of a university, can you imagine? Staggering, man. No, we actually need to tap into his brain and see how that works, So all the time you got to make lemonade out of the lemons, Maybe he has a special skill that when he's able to be on a bigger scale. But the kind of awards that they were dishing out, it looks like the cocktail mixer.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah. like one big vase. That's another thing, man. So
we love accolades. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah. The Soundboy Session, the Real Drumz is here. Yeah. OG, young OG.
Young OG.
I should add a young.
Young OG.
Yes, forever young,
Yeah, man.
But you are enjoying yourself, One track that I was looking forward to us having a better summer was, the official, I called it the official barbecue track.
Oh, the Chichinga track.
Chichinga. Yes.
Chichinga track.
Listen, how many barbecues did you have this lockdown?
A lot.
I know the video shoot was more or less a barbecue on its own, but how have you enjoyed your barbecues this lockdown?
Well, a lot of them were illegal, so it's hard to talk about it because the time I was doing those barbecues were the time.
But this were family stuff, so you're free to do so. Let's be clear, as family is the code word.
Yeah, yes. But the thing is, we had a big plan to do something this August, and we had everything in place. So we bought like 10 different big barbecues and stuff because we're going to do a proper event as part of my album launch.
Oh, okay.
And then Corona hit. So anytime I go to the garden and I see the stuff the preparations that we made, and so we need to put one together. So that's what there was a few illegal barbecues in the Corona time, but yeah.
But it's incredible, you know. You've given us a song that we're going to be using every summer.
Yeah.
In particular, you know, Chichinga.
Of course.
And that was clearly out of, you know, the love of kebab, you know.
And also there was an issue when Cardi B went to Ghana.
Yes.
So that was all part of it. The reason why I did it.
We all have to join the fun though.
Yeah.
But I miss Chichinga, to be honest, you know. The proper goat, you know, that you can smell the goat. You can actually smell the taste, you know. I miss those ones.
We'll do it probably next year when things are,
when the summer is right, man. We're here with the Real Drumz. We talk about Ghana music industry a lot. There was a movement over the course of the lockdown period where yourself, you know, Reggie and Bolly, you were all vocal about strengthening our local industry. You know, what you've experienced both sides. You've come from Ghana. You know, you've learned the business, the ropes of the business here. I know we can just go back a little bit. How is the movement going though? What's been achieved so far?
At the moment, we have been organizing a lot of online teaching to a lot of the up and coming, you know, artists and creative people about royalties and contracts and stuff like that. So for a while now, we've been teaching about contracts, and like you said, me coming from a teaching background, I have been instrumental there. But I think the whole idea, the person we should actually give all praises to is Reggie, because Reggie is the one that sat down and said, you know what, Corona hit, and then people are not getting no shows. So how are these people back home going to make any money? You know. So yeah, we've been trying to educate people more about what they can do to better themselves. And also the record labels back home, they should be able to collaborate with people who are here that can, you know, help them with all this. Because back home the systems are different and it's not like here. You know what I mean? So they need to actually look into it, because it's called show business, isn't it? You can't just concentrate on the show. And forget the business side. You know, get a lawyer, you know, get a lawyer to represent you. Make sure your contracts are properly read and understood before you sign them. All these things they don't do back home, you know. And I was part of that system, you know. So my job is to just let them know that there's another way you can do it. And look at other alternatives, you know. I
think that's plain and simple. Yeah. There is, well, you're doing good, but there is always a better way of doing the exact thing that you want to go on about, you know. Man, Atumpan here on the Soundboy Session, the Real Drumz, man, you know. What influenced that change of name though, from Atumpan to Real Drumz? Okay,
basically, you know, like I said, right from school, I was called the Talking Drum. So everyone called me the Talking Drum. Yeah. So my core fans still called me the Talking Drum. And then when I became big, because of marketing and they said, oh, put Atumpan first. So they used Atumpan the Talking Drum. But after a while, when I went back, you know, sometimes it did feel like people had forgotten me. That's how I felt. You know, I said, all right, maybe let me put a little twist on it, and maybe they will know that, you know. So it was just me trying different things. But I still respond to Atumpan, because Atumpan means the Talking Drum anyway. So it's the same thing. But a lot of Ghanaians say, me, yeah, bro, for 17. But it's nothing like that. It's the same thing. I mean, I still respond to. And I still got tracks and videos that I've done that's got Atumpan on there, because it's the same name anyway. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Real Drumz. I mean, we gave that definition from the start. So it's not just about reinvention, but, you know, going back to how you started, you know, Real Drumz. Talking drum, I mean, if you're not Ghanaian, that's what we use in the dissemination of information. Yeah. Back in the day, even before our parents were born, you know, that's what they used to gather everybody around. You know, as soon as you hear the drum, it means there is an important information coming. And I want to talk about More Fire, the track. More Fire. You have I mean, once you have locks, you know, people always attribute you to the reggae. And that. What were some of the influences you growing up?
You said musically? One even before we started. So
Buju Banton.
I am a big Buju Banton and Bob Marley fan. Like I can sing a lot of especially Bob Marley's songs. You know, I started originally as a reggae singer, isn't it? And then I tried rap a lot as well. But I am just music.
Versatile.
I don't like to put myself in a box, isn't it? The dreads, that don't define the sound I do. It just defines where I come from. Because back home, originally our people that had dreads were called Akonfo, and they were powerful people. You know, so that's why I grew dreads, to show how powerful I am as a person and the strength I have, the inner strength. So a lot of people get that mixed up. Sometimes they think, oh, he loves reggae, that's why he's got. It's not just about that. It's about knowing yourself and where you come from. But yeah, so basically that's how I started. Reggae, rap, I tried everything. And the thing is that a lot of people are just now realizing the high life aspect of me as well. But that is me growing up in Kumasi. You cannot live in Kumasi and not know how to do high life. That's part of you, you know.
Particularly you having your training grounds being the cultural center.
Exactly. I mean, and I used to live, my house is like 10 minutes from Ahimbubuano. Ahimbubuano is where, that's the palace of
Otumfo, yes.
You know, so I grew up listening to the drums, and actually even in my school, when Otumfo was coming out for any deba, they used to call us to go and do the drumming and the kete, and I can dance kete and all that. So I'm very cultural. Like I'm, you know.
So you're not just a full package. You're not just a macho man. You're very flexible.
The macho thing came
very flexible.
The gym thing is just UK lifestyle. The mac and cheese and all those things. If you don't train too much, the belly will, you know what I mean?
I don't have that problem. The mac and cheese, I don't eat that. Fufu all day. But you have such a colorful upbringing. You know, properly brought up in the traditional way of doing things, you know. So when you were growing up in Kumasi, what was some of the music that was around apart from high life? What shaped your ears?
Those days, man. You see, when I was growing up in Ghana, if you go to the clubs, which I never had the chance to, but I used to hear on radio, whatever they played in there. So basically there was a station called Fox FM in Kumasi. They used to play in one of the biggest clubs in Kumasi, and they used to play directly from the club,
Fox Trap, on
the radio. So you could hear whatever is playing in the club on radio. And at that time, there was a lot of hip hop. There was a lot of Naughty by Natures, you know, all them guys, hip hop. And then there was a lot of dancehall. So there was Shabba Rankin, there was Shaggy, Sean Paul, who is still active.
Oh man,
Sean Paul! I can't believe Sean Paul is. Because when I was a child, I used to listen to Sean Paul. You know, so that's what we were shaped. And then there's a Burning Spears. You know, the
culture.
The culture. Oh God, Rastaman
One Stone. Yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks. You know.
Yeah, you know. So all of them, and then Still Pulse. You know,
legendary, man.
And then we go to Lucky Dube, and that's Africa, isn't it? We had some big reggae artists in Africa at the time.
Yeah, Alpha Blondie as well.
Alpha Blondie, you know. So those are the names, and then we go back to even Chaka Chaka, you know, Angelique Kidjo,
icons,
Brenda, you know, and then we go to Paul Simons and what's the South African group?
Hugh Masekela.
You know, that group that sang the Diamond on the Soles of His Shoe with Paul Sam. I've forgotten the name. But all them guys, you know. So it's a whole lot of music. And then we come to Nanampedu because that's my dad's favorite. So my dad had every Nanampedu record.
Oh man.
And where I lived 2 doors away from Alaji Kefrimpong. So Alaji Kefrimpong, children, you know, Kaboom.
I was going to say that.
So I grew up with them.
Oh, okay. So did you guys used to play musically?
Yeah. So if you check some of my old school songs on YouTube, me and Kaboom, we used to be like, we were in a group, but he used to do a lot of the rap and I'll be on his hooks. So that's it. And I remember we used to go to the studio with Kaboom's dad. And the dad would say, you guys are doing rubbish music. you know, it's a whole lot of influence. you know. And then I grew up in the church as well. So my stepmom was a Methodist. So in Kumasi, I used to be part of the church choir, Methodist church, the Graft Memorial Methodist Church Choir. And I used to sing all the hymns. So I know about the Methodist hymns, the canticles. I can sing them off by heart too.
Listen, man, you are music.
So it's a whole lot of experience. Point blank,
you are just music.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of experience.
But those exercises, you know, that you do as a young man in the choir.
Yeah. What, the do, re, mi, fa, so.
You are reaping the results now in your melodies, you know. Yeah. But one thing I want to talk about is the taxi drivers, how influential they were in making music big in Ghana back in the day. Because at the time it was just a few radio stations, but what you hear the most is how loud the taxi drivers are. If you don't have music in your car, forget it. Nobody's getting in, particularly the students.
Yeah, and also you see when they introduced CDs in cars, I remember this is like 12 or 13 years ago. We used to make a mixture of all the songs, like the songs that are doing well, and then we'll put our songs that no one knows in them, and then we'll get in the taxis and give it to the taxi drivers. So the more they play in the cars, the more people will hear the song.
That's street marketing 101.
That was one of the things we used to do. And we used to go to Circle and Kantamanto, You know the guys that put phones, music on phones.
Oh yeah.
So people used to go there, and then you put all your songs on a pen drive, you give it to them, and they'll be putting it on people's phones. You know, so that's how we used to promote music those days. These days, just a tap, you put it on, and everyone hears about it.
Listen, you've got to be grateful, guys. You've got to be grateful, man. You know, we come from an era where a lot of things were manual. You know, manual. Now you hear artists complaining about things that are like, you know what, you have it so easy now, you know, can you just move on, please?
No, but things keep changing. Even in the last 5 years, things have changed now, isn't it? Radio radio is not, at the moment, it's all about playlisting. If you don't know anyone in there that can get you playlisted on Spotify, iTunes, you know, they can tell you. You know, so it keeps changing. It's like every 2 years or 3 years, something new comes. So you have to be very current with the times. If not,
How are you keeping yourself, you know, active now? Like, because you are so clued on as to what is happening. Does your children influence some of your music? Are they old enough to send you like, oh, daddy, this is an artist that?
I hear a lot of the songs they like, and then I'll go check it out. They are not too old, but I still listen to what they like, you know. My kids are more into a lot of the pop tunes, you know. So through them, I get to hear a lot of the pop songs that are going on. And I read a lot as well. I read a lot. And I got younger people coming to the studio every time. So every now and then, someone will say something, and then, you know, and let's get it right. And I'm not too old either, so because that's making me sound like
Methuselah.
You know, I think I was. So I got good people around me, so I'm so current with what's going on at the time.
We talk about currency. We're here with the Real Drumz, the Atumpan, you know, the talking drum himself. We're talking about currency. One of the most current words that you often hear for ladies is slay. Slay queens. Slay mama. You had a message for them, brother.
So basically in that song, I was saying that don't listen to what anyone says about you. Just slay on. You know, so if music is what you like, just go on and do it. If makeup is what you like, go on and do it. Because sometimes we let people tell us what to do too much. You know, life is so short. So if you have to do something that you love, just go ahead and do it. I only use the word slay to as a modern term, you know. Just slay on and do whatever you want to do.
But still empowering
yourself, you know.
But you being a dad, I like to draw a lot of attention to that, because personally, you know, it's changed my life. It's changed my approach to the way I do things. You know, I can't just, not that I was reckless in the past, but I'm more careful with my choices now. Particularly around the kids. And you have a daughter as well.
Yeah. I got 3 girls.
3? Oh, wow. Look at that. I've got 2. Proper divas. Each of them their own, you know, they all have their own preferences, and you've got to keep them balanced as a dad, you know. Has that changed your approach to your creative process or your music?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Like, I got a lot of songs that sometimes I want to say some things in the song, and I said, nah, I don't want my kids to ask me, Daddy, why did you say that? Because, you know, so it does have a lot of influence. I think having children, unless you don't really care about your kids, it's a very sensitive thing. That when you're writing, you don't swear no more. You can't say the N-word in your songs because your child is going to pull you up and say, Dad, I heard you say this, but you've been telling me not to say this. Why are you saying that in your song? You know, so it does change a lot of things, and I think that is why a lot of upcoming artists, they're not comfortable in that zone. They feel, oh, I don't want to have children now. I don't want to have a family now because then I can't do what you know. But we can't continue to live in that sort of negative space, isn't it? Some positivity helps, you know, because what we're doing now, we're doing it for posterity. Do you understand? There's a lot of artists that in the next 20 years will still be talked about because of what they've done. Do you understand? Do you want to be the artist that did it for the moment, or you want to be the artist that could be talked about in the next 20 or 30 years? So that's a very, very important question. It does have an influence.
But the music you record now, the things you say now online, whatever, they're not gone. They're always going to be there.
Exactly.
You know, so your children one day, when they are old enough, they're going to pull that up. Oh, Daddy.
Yeah.
I saw this thing. You know?
Because my girl asked me about a song I did called Sisi Mudin.
How do you explain?
Sisi Mudin means a hard waist, you know, and and I didn't know what to explain. So, Daddy, what does Sisi Mudin means?
What
did strong legs to play football. You know what I mean? So it does have a lot of influence on
As a dad, you are always going to be asked, you know, Daddy, that
and
music.
I had to take one of my songs out of YouTube as well, because I didn't want my kids growing up to hear that song. Yeah,
responsibility as a dad. Yeah. That's brilliant, man. The Real Drumz. Yeah. Keeping it real here. Yeah. Man, I miss Ghana though, to be honest. I miss Ghana.
They've opened the borders now. So we
too early.
Yeah.
Too early.
But the thing is, I don't know how December can be, you know, because there were a lot of plans before this corona thing set in, isn't it? So, but the thing is, if even you can go and spend time with your family back home in Ghana in December, it's still beautiful. You know, at least you got the sun. You got the, you know, it's beautiful.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So you've had a very consistent career. Proud of what you're doing, bro. You know, some of the times we don't get to show people the appreciation of their work, and I've got to say this on the record that, you know, proud of how you've grown up. You know, how you've shaped your reasoning, your approach to business, and looking at things, how you do things from afar. And I'm proud of you, bro.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But and keep giving us the hits. You know, keep giving us the music. Keep giving us the education. What is the next space for you? What lies ahead for you? What is on your bucket list?
For me, it's not even about the music no more. I have to be very honest. It's about how we can uplift ourselves as a people. You know, when you are in Africa, you might not see these struggles. But when you come here, the struggle as a black man trying to make it, it's a whole new thing. You know, back home, it's not like that. We are all the same people.
Community spirit.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's about trying to help these young guys to be able to sail through these struggles. That is something that's actually on the platter of my heart, you know. So that's what it's about. I can't pinpoint to say this is what I'm going to do, but whatever I'm doing, my aim is to change generations. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Powerful, man. That's very powerful. And have you got a label or?
Yeah, I got a label. Drum Beats Music.
Okay. And you're helping out with the youngsters as well. You know, all type of music or just Afrobeats?
Yeah, all type of music. But for some reason, I think people only come there for Afrobeats. I don't know why. But
no, because they trust your taste, bro.
You know, so yeah.
As one of the pioneering figures of the genre, you know.
Yeah.
There's only right that, you know, they will come to you for such things like that, you know. And man, what we always want to see, you know, people elevate their craft. We want to see people, you know, move into bigger spaces. Is there any artist that you would want to collaborate with that you've not done that already?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of the young crop of artists that I want to collaborate with. I can't say names.
Who are you feeling though?
I can't say names, but they are. You mean Ghana or here?
Anywhere. I mean, who are you feeling? What's on your playlist now? I'm not putting you on the spot.
My playlist. Trust me, my playlist is so weird. My kids also. Daddy, who is this? Because I don't listen to guys that are big. You understand? Like a good example is someone like Walasi. You know Walasi from?
Oh yes. Super talent.
I used to call that guy from here like 5 years ago, and I used to tell him that, please, whatever you're doing, don't stop. Because I knew about his music a long time before the country even got to know it. There's another guy called Kweku Afro.
Yeah, solid
like,
dude.
All these guys will tell you, like, I will call them from here and I tell them, bro, you are dope. Don't let no one tell you. Because, you know, back home, it's hard to get people to tell you that keep on doing work. I'll call them from here and they say, oh, boss, this means a lot. And I said, no, you got something and you have, so that's the type of people I listen to, you know. But the guys that are doing well at the moment, I love Kiddy. I love all of them, to be honest. I love all of them. Who is my favorite? I think it's Kiddy.
Kiddy, yes.
Yeah, I love Kiddy. That tune, what's
the
that?
Say Cheese.
Oh God! And I've seen he's done a remix with Teddy Riley. Isn't it?
What's your take though? I mean,
I'm not
as a listener. You know.
I prefer the original, but it is a good move. But also, if he can do 10 remixes to that song, he has to do it because that song is an international song.
Absolutely agree.
That song, he hasn't, listen, what that song would do, he hasn't seen it yet. And I think he just needs the right people. I think he should get someone from the UK to jump on it. He needs someone from the UK, bro. The biggest place in the UK, you have to show for everyone to know. Penthouse. Guys, check that song out. It's called Say Cheese by Kiddy, Ghanaian artist. If you can get any of your guys to jump on that song and bring it to the UK, trust me. I need to work on this. I need to make a few calls. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, because I got the ears for crossover songs. You know, so Penthouse, please do something about this.
J-Rocks, we've got to talk about this. You know, that's very true though.
Yeah,
it's on the what do you call it? The Billboard, the global hits. Yeah, it's
they got an American remix, but we need a UK because not in a bad way. The UK make things happen. When the UK loves you, America will love you.
Oh, of course, 100%.
America will love you. That's what it is. So I think we should get someone on here.
So let me get your perspective as an artist. Yeah. We have, for instance, Teddy's jam on that remix. Different perspectives. Everybody have their opinions. You know whether it was needed or it was not. But we know that record is. That affiliation with Teddy is going to break different boundaries.
Of course.
So you as an artist, you know, when you have such collaborations or people want to jump on your record, what do you say to yourself first and foremost before you say yes to that?
So there's two different types of collaborations as far as I'm concerned. There's a collaboration that's the first one is when you have done the song and the song is not out and then you want someone on it, or you and another artist in the studio vibing and making a song. That's the first type of collaboration. That's original. And the other type of collaboration is when you put a song out and the song is doing so well and then you feel like, oh, you need someone else to jump on the song to take it to the next level. You know, so to me it's two things. But the first one is, for me, is solely about vibe. If me and you, our spirits are great and we got a good vibe, we can always make music. that's the one I love more because that's the most organic type of collaboration.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's the one I go for. But if I put a song out, like The Thing, it had like over 16 remixes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's doing well and other people want to jump on it to take it to the next level. Why not? It's beautiful. I mean, sharing ideas, collaborating amongst ourselves is what makes it beautiful. Every industry that has survived over the years is based on collaborations because collaboration bring people together. Do you understand?
True.
If there's an artist you love and you've not even met them and you get the chance to do a collaboration with them, they are your friends for life. They become your friends for life. Like I did a song with Big Nasty and at the time people were like, how come Afrobeat Big Nasty? It was, but he is a personal friend and him as a person, I tell you, he's the most lovable person you can ever.
Oh, everybody loves the Big Nasty.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So collaborations are very important. Like it widens your scope.
How did that collab come about though? Because I also, like you rightly said, I thought it's not one of those collaborations you would expect.
Yeah.
You know, it was different worlds. You know, he's a grime artist and you are Afrobeat artist. But like you said, chemistry is chemistry.
Yeah.
How did that come about though?
So basically we went to Urban Music Awards, yeah? And then I think he won some grime award and I won Afrobeat artist at the time. So we were both winners and we were all celebrating. So we took our celebration beyond the event space to the studio. That's what it was about.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? So it was very organic. And his manager happened to be a big fan of mine. And, you know, it was the whole family. Like, till date, I can still pick up a phone and call. If I tell you how many times he's invited me to his TV program that I have not been able to go, you know, I feel very bad. But that's how it was. It was organic, you know. That show was a big hit, though, with Mo the comedian. That's the Big Nasty shows. You know, we're proud to see, you know, our kind on TV. Of course. On national television. Of course. Just so huge for our culture, man. But life is interesting, you know, the behind the scene things that happens. Yeah. And that's what makes it beautiful because people don't really see what goes on behind the scene. All they see is the finished product, isn't it? Yeah, it's beautiful. So, I mean, as a DJ, as a radio person, I've always loved going to studios and just meeting the people behind the scenes because they are the ones doing the magic. I've witnessed some great sessions, you know, just a few days ago with Afrobeat in the studio, and you see how everybody's playing their own little parts and the song coming together. So when you take it to radio and you're playing it and you're talking about the track, the feeling, the energy you're going to give is unmatched because you've seen the cooking. You know, so you know how it should taste like or how people should use the music that you put out. Do you get disappointed sometimes when, I mean, I know it might sound like a very daft question, but when people don't receive what you've done and you know how much you've put into it, what is it like for you, your experience with things like that? You can go mad. Before I used to worry about that, but a good person told
The Soundboy Session, the ultimate podcast of music, views, reviews and interviews. The Bass King. With Teddy Abrokwa. Real vibes, real conversations.